I'm Justin Brady, and September 27th is right around the corner. Ian Miller joins us to tell us why that's such a significant date. Thanks for coming in the studio. Why is that a significant date, and who are you?
October 27th. I think that there is...
September 27th.
September 27th. Forgive me as I glitch out here live. As I've had very little sleep thanks to the Great Pumpkin, yes, who is ascending upon us once again.
The Great Pumpkin, so Halloween.
Yeah, the spirit of, so to speak. September 27th. Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're talking about.
Right, yeah. I think they're going to start regilding the Capitol building.
Oh,
again.
Yeah.
For the fourth time this year.
Yeah. That's what I heard the same thing.
Actually, they're going to regild it all orange. We're going away from
Happens
the gold
every
leaf.
6
We're going to
months.
do orange leaf.
It's going to be a big pumpkin.
It's going to be a big pumpkin.
I like it.
Hope you like it. That was us. That's our sponsorship dollar, sir.
Our sponsorship being Slaughterhouse.
That's correct.
There we go. I got you there.
The land of slaughter.
So September 27th is the...
Yes, other than regilding the dome. Orange.
Yes.
Gold.
Opening date.
We are opening the Slaughterhouse for our 12th season
12
in the Abyss.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I just watched Deadpool. I'm going to break the fourth wall whenever possible.
Break the fourth wall. For those that can't, for those that aren't looking at the audio, breaking the fourth wall, looking right in the camera lens. So September 27th, the Slaughterhouse opens. For those that haven't been, obviously, it's been a huge deal.
Oh, we're not talking to people that haven't been.
We're not talking to people who haven't been?
Okay, I guess.
All right.
They're
Are they allowed?
Too,
Are they allowed?
Yes.
You basically look for this little skull on the side of the building is where the entrance is for the Slaughterhouse.
No, that's for the haunt.
Oh,
but I like
there
how
are two
I like how you're
things.
so quickly dovetailing a very important new offering.
That's right. Because there are two things for those that don't know. There's Slaughterhouse and there's also the haunt. And the haunt is a secret speakeasy. Slaughterhouse is a seasonal thing, but they both share a similar location. So can you break out what those are and what's so significant about both?
Yeah, so the Slaughterhouse is a 20,000 square foot empire of terror in a subterranean space at 500 Locust Street, downtown Des Moines, just west of Coles Commons. And inside that lair, we have a theater speakeasy that was originally just part of the walkthrough attraction that opens this year, 27th of September, and runs through October. And in the last year, we actually began programming that. We were licensed to run full-fledged bar operation.
Right.
And we put in all the necessary amenities and opened that Halloween night last year. And we operated that every Friday and Saturday night throughout this last year, throughout 2023. So that is in operation outside of the Slaughterhouse dates of operation.
Yeah.
So this year, the Haunt Speakeasy will close after a very special visit from none other than Slipknot.
I've heard of them.
It's a small, not so indie rock group from here in Des Moines. But yeah, they'll come out for a visit, a very important visit on the 20th of this month. And then we will shutter the speakeasy until post-season, which is after the 3rd of November this year for the Haunted House.
Got it. And so when Slaughterhouse opens, the haunt temporarily kind of takes a hiatus because it's kind of a bigger thing. Essentially. Yeah.
It's the reason we exist as a company and as a family, a collective, if you will. So everything else that we do will always take play second fiddle to the terror that is.
And so September 27th, Slaughterhouse opens. Can you give? And I know it's a lot of secretive stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can't talk about because you want to scare the crap out of people, for lack of a better term. But can you give people a broad... now, I did a tester when you first opened it, and I will say the amount of detail, I was kind of expecting paper mache and, a cheap go of it. I didn't know you that well.
Yeah.
But the amount of detail...
Did you get your pants cleaned?
The amount of detail that goes into it is absolutely incredible.
Which to be fair... a large majority of what you see when you do a special tour with myself, you're not even able to see when we run the actual attraction, because we do light it like a classic haunted house, which is very dark. Mm-hmm. But I've always been a firm believer that all of the implied shapes, all of the shape of the house itself, the fur of the beast it's always there. It casts a shadow. Mm-hmm. And so you get a sense of what's unseen, even when you're going through, even if it's not lit, if it's not apparent and obvious. And so, we have very highly detailed sets throughout.
It's very really detailed,
cinematic, and because that's also part of what we love to do. It's part of what we're passionate about, is creating worlds, building worlds, which we do for other clients outside of our attraction as well. But during the attraction and experience itself, it's all about putting people into the theater of the mind. So we hide a lot of the detail intentionally, really. Because you never know when a strobe's going to activate here, or a light's going to go there, or an actor's going to activate a light here or there. And so you'll get glimpses of the high detail, but just enough to know that, what you're not seeing is just as horrific as what you are.
Yeah, you really mess with people's head a little bit.
I mean, it's an art, some people say.
How many, you threw out actors. How many actors do you have on an average night to pull this off? Because it's not automatically triggered, and you go through and there's these animatronic things that just do one. You have a lot of actors that are actually producing this kind of show almost that people are walking through. How many actors on a given night are making this thing go?
Sure, we have about 55 to 60 inside the house itself, and then we have some line actors and whatnot usually as well upstairs, and everybody that is a part of what we do, all the way from operations to running the giant puppets downstairs, they all have a bend towards the theatric. So yeah, it's definitely a group effort, and we pride ourselves on being a 70-30 house, which means that we're 70% actor driven and 30% prop driven. And we will maintain that, I'm sure, indefinitely. There's nothing more terrifying than the variable you can't control, which is another human being. Yeah. So when you're surrounded by 50 to 60 people in a dark space who all know the space. Yes. And you have no clue.
You
have
no idea. That's so true.
It definitely works in our favor. Yeah. Not yours.
Absolutely. What's the season theme? Why is that significant?
So this year, actually, we're leaning into our namesake. So Slaughterhouse, we've been around many years, and of course our narrative history goes far beyond the decade plus that we've been an operating attraction. But this year we're really leaning into the character personas of our stable of actors and familial members, if you will. Mm-hmm. So this is the year of the Stitches. And Stitches Biggs is a character and one of the family that's been with us for several years now. And it's really a spotlight on that individual. And so when you come out this season, you're going to catch glimpses of Stitches, of course, Stitches in the flesh, but glimpses of Stitches and his handiwork throughout the experience. And so this is the first in a long line of what is to be character years of the attraction, where we're building out the lore in real time, in person, as we gear up to produce some very exciting things that I won't discuss now. Yeah, but
it's one of those come and see kind of things.
It's unfolding. I mean, beyond the walls of the attraction itself.
I don't like. So it's essentially, I consider it Disneyland of horror. If Disneyland did a horror show and tried to freak you out, this would probably be what they come up with, because I think the experience starts before people probably realize, and I'm not going to say much more than that, but like every little detail has been thought through to really get people in the Halloween mode. So let's do this. Let's remind everybody when is the season opener? What day is that?
Yep. So September 27th,
And
Friday, September 27th.
What time is it available?
Yeah. So we start at 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturdays, and we go till midnight. And then on the Thursday and Sunday operational dates that we have, those are 7 to 10.
Okay. And it goes through
November 3rd this year. So it's just the Friday and Saturday following Halloween, which Halloween falls, the 31st falls on a Thursday this year. So we're just going to keep it going for that Friday and Saturday afterwards.
And the website?
The website is
to get tickets, right? On the website.
Tickets is herepig.com, herepig.com. Just so you know as well, we of course have online ticketing available now. All the way through the season.
Mm-hmm.
It is your best bet to control the amount of time you're going to spend on site is to get an advanced ticket.
Mm-hmm.
We also have all sorts of discounts, codes and whatnot. I think
and
that
you
you're
do
going to
have
have
a code
some
for
this
the
year as
Iowa
well.
podcast listeners, right? And iowapodcast.com visitors. And what is that code? I'll make sure that's on the website as well.
Yeah. Do you remember what it is?
I do remember. I was just going to ask you because this is an interview. Iowa. I think you set it up as Iowa. Just using code Iowa gets you $3 off.
Yeah, it's $3 off.
Yeah. See, I have good memory. I pay attention.
You do.
Cool.
So yeah, this is the first year in a long time that we've offered any discounts. And that's just to make sure that people that might not have before see that opportunity might come out and have a little fun with us this year.
And I appreciate you partnering with iowapodcast.com and the Iowa Podcast to make that code available to our listeners. Everybody, if you can hear my voice, make sure to go to iowapodcast.com or make sure to go to the Iowa Podcast in your app. We're going to put an easy link to find that code on the show notes or on the website, which will be iowapodcast.com/slaughterhouse. So iowapodcast.com/slaughterhouse. The code is Iowa. If you forget anything, iowapodcast.com/slaughterhouse. We'll also have a little banner ad on there to make it really easy to find. Ian Miller, the purveyor of Slaughterhouse. Thanks for coming in here.
Yeah, totally. It's always great. Happy Halloween.